All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work in true sincerity. And we're going to jump right into the lesson. This is Proverbs 6 and 17. And it says, a proud look. I'll start Proverbs 6 and 16. And it says, these 6 things does the Lord hate, they 7 are an abomination unto him. So it says a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. Now all these things are the characteristics of Esau, Edom. These are the traits of a people. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he is proud, he is deceitful, and he's murderous. The scriptures describe him as such. If you look at the account of Esau and Jacob, you'll see these traits in Esau. Now, if you look at the history of the so-called white man, you'll see these traits in his people as well. So that goes to show you the Lord hates Esau. Let's go ahead and get that scripture. Jacob have I loved. It's Malachi. Okay, we'll read them both. Malachi 1 and 2 says, love you, says the Most High. Yet ye say, wherein thou loved us, was not Esau Jacob's brother, says the Most High? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains in his heritage to waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Now, why did the Lord hate Esau? Because Esau, going back to Proverbs 16 and I think it's 4, Esau is created as wicked. Esau was created as a whipping stick, as a rod of correction for the sons of Israel. And he hates Esau because he is wicked. He created him to be wicked. And that's just the way it is, man. We're not going to explain nothing. We don't have to explain the Lord. The Lord has a chosen people. And if he says that chosen people are his beloved, and he says that he created other people for it to be wicked, then that's just the way it is, man. That's just the way it is. So we're going to go ahead and get this right here. The Lord has made all things for himself, for his purpose, for his design, for his will. Like we mentioned before, this whole world was created for the sake of Israel. This whole world was created for the dominance of Israel. This whole world was set up as a classroom, if you will, for the nation of Israel. Now, there's a scripture, and I forgot what it was. I'm going to try to find it. This is Deuteronomy 8 and 2. And I'll just start at verse 1. Deuteronomy 8 and 1. All the commandments I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live and multiply, go and possess the land which your Lord sware unto your fathers. Now, if you read the history of the nation of Israel, they did not keep those commandments, and they received a punishment from the Lord. But that just goes to show you that the Lord set up this whole earth and everything in it and everybody in it as a teaching tool, as a classroom for the people of Israel to forever and eternally dominate the earth. And we're going to see that in the upcoming future. It says, and thou shalt remember all which the Lord thy power led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. Now, that's why the Lord sent Israel to the wilderness. That's why the Lord made us go off. That's why the Lord put us under his curses. That's why the Lord has us in his captivity to this very day. And that's why the Lord is going to bring about the great tribulation, which is going to be another form of wilderness, or if you want to call it, trying and testing, a humbling. And if you look at it like that, this is just all a teaching tool. This is all a classroom. David described the wicked as being the Lord's sword. So he was created for a purpose, man. He was created to be hated. And that's something that a lot of a majority of people they can't stomach, that the Lord created us a nation of people to be hated, a nation of people to just be wicked, and a nation of people to save. Because rejection is a hard thing to take. Now go to verse 3. And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna which thou knewest not, did thy fathers know, that he make thee know that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord man liveth. Now this is all to teach us, man. Let me see that scripture in Job. Put that over there. I think that's how you say it. Yeah. Uh, it said, "Behold, Yahweh exalteth by his power," and also to show his power, he's putting us through all these things, and continue to put us through all these things and trials and tests. Who teaches like him? Now you let that sink in, man. Who teaches like the Lord? All great lessons are learned through suffering, and a good example of that is the movie The Karate Kid. That comes to my mind, where Daniel's son, he wants to learn, I think it's karate, or he wants to learn the fighting art from Mr. Miyagi. So he's thinking he's gonna show up, and Mr. Miyagi is gonna show him all these ancient moves, and he's gonna go kick ass, and he's gonna dominate. But what Mr. Miyagi does is basically puts him to work, makes him paint fences, wax cars, do all this menial labor, and he sees no purpose in it because he don't see how it relates to learning a martial art. But then there's a moment in the movie where Mr. Miyagi, well, basically says, I did all these things to build the muscle memory, and then that's where he finally figures out that all that work, all that slave labor, was to build the muscle memory, to build an endurance in his body, so that he can perform those moves correctly. And the same way the Lord is pointing to all kinds of hell to teach us good and evil, so that we may control and dominate and judge the earth. If you look at it like that, then that's what it is. The Lord is terrible. The scripture says that He's terrible. He's a terrible power, and that word terrible we're going to go ahead and get in Psalms 66:5. Psalms 66:5 says, "Come and see the works of Yahweh. He is terrible in his doing toward the children of men." Now let's go ahead and get that in the NRT and get a clarification or a better understanding of that. It says, "Come and see what our God has done, what awesome miracles he performs for people." And one of those miracles is his harsh lessons that he teaches. And that's just what it is, man. That's something that the average peon can understand. Let's go ahead and get a few more scriptures. Before we do that, we're going to get the definition for that word terrible. It says, "Fear, the pictograph of hand is a picture of a man combined, meaning hand of man, just keep going down. Salak. To fear, revere, be afraid. To fear, be afraid, to stand in awe, to be awed, to be feared, reverence, honor, respect, to be fearful, to be dreadful, be feared, to cause astonishment and awe, be held in awe, to inspire reverence or godly fear or awe, to make afraid, to terrify." So when it says the Lord is terrible in his doings toward the children of men, he's a harsh teacher. And that's how like I said, that's how the best lessons are learned. If you ever had a older parent older father, or if you didn't have a father, uncle, or whatever, give you a fucking ass whooping for some bullshit you did, then you know not to do that shit again, because, you know, we learn by pain, man. We learn by experience. You know, if you're just told not to do something, then you're gonna wonder why you're not allowed to do that thing. Then you figure it out, because it's not advantageous to you. It can harm you, and basically that's what the Lord's allowing us to do. He's allowing us to just be full of shit, punish us, so that we can understand and appreciate the lesson that He teaches. And that's a hard thing for the world to grasp. You know, this whole earth, and everybody in it, they're all NPCs, like they say. The main character is Jacob, and everything else is just used as a teaching tool for Jacob to take over and rule the earth. But with that being said, just a real quick lesson. Most High willing, I hope was edifying. That will give our honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Brothers keep on pushing. Shalom.